All call meeting to order and agenda review to order, and let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let the record show that Commissioner Alcantara and Commissioner Hertzberg are not with us yet. I think they're both
Traffic is crazy.
on traffic.
Yeah, traffic's crazy.
And hopefully they'll be here later. Commissioner Bradford, you got
Pastor Bradley coming.
You know the routine with the pledge. Mr. Alcantara's here. Commissioner Hertzberg is excused. She mentioned that she had to be, she might be a little bit late. Approval of the minutes, February 23rd. And then we're right up to the public hearing, 9A is sign ordinance.
Oh, excuse me, Mayor.
Can I speak on that as well?
Before you get there, public forum, I just want to let everybody know that
Oh, I'm sorry, I went by.
we will probably have comment. Susan Lynch signed up. She wants to talk about sidewalks on Voltaire, which is nearby to
Okay.
Timberlake. Okay. And my understanding is there may be some other gentleman who may come to speak about the sidewalks on Timberlake.
Yeah, kind of expected that. Okay, I'm sorry, I jumped by presentations and awards. Do we have anything tonight? Okay. Special reports by commissioners? Nothing? Okay, now we're back on track. Do you have a special report? No.
No, we're signs.
We're ready. Okay, 9A, sign ordinance. I don't know if there's anything you talk about.
Yes, there is. I think that sign ordinance should not even be being brought up tonight.
I'm gonna make a motion to take.
That sign ordinance, if you look at the sign ordinance that we are given tonight versus the sign ordinance that the DBA, Jerry Mays and Chris Boley put together, there's changes in it that were reverting back to the previous sign ordinance changes that they prior approved. The DBA has not had an adequate chance since the attorney
They haven't
changed.
reviewed it?
They received it at after 4 o'clock on Friday, and they have not had a time to reconvene. And from what I gather by their phone calls, they are not happy with it.
Can I update?
Emails and.
Last week, there was some confusion and the wrong version went out, all right? And I knew about it today, and I contacted Raphael as well as Frank Dimash, and we got them the correct version. There was a subsequent conference call around 4 o'clock today, and the request is, given that they really haven't had a lot of time to review some of the comments that were made, they do want to continue it.
If there's no objection, we'll have the administratively pull it and table it.
And
Table it.
well, they also wanted to know too, like there's a section in there where it was previously agreed that, say, the right-of-way, the signs on a right-of-way, it was agreed they were going to go to 5 foot. In our first reading, it was at 5 foot. Now it slipped back into 10 foot. So they're questioning, and my question as well, how all of a sudden did these?
We explained that at the P&Z,
It
and
was
we also
10.
explained it at the first hearing, that they were at 10 feet because that matches our building setback line. And the 5 feet would then be an automatic variance inside of the building setback. So you'd have a structure inside of the building setback line. At 5 feet, it is inside the building setback line.
Okay, because when I went back to the meeting on the first reading, it had 5 foot.
Actually, no, because there was
No, we had 10
Go
feet.
back to your March 6. Go back to your March 6 reading.
The attached version said 10 feet on it.
And the notification that the DBA said, because I actually requested it from the DBA.
Okay, are we talking about the distance from the edge of the roadway? I mean, from the edge of the
We are talking the right
property
Friday.
line in?
That was when it went to the P&Z, it was at 5 feet based on the request from the DBA. When it went to the P&Z, they made the notation, it was a good notation, that it should be moved back to 10 feet because now you're placing signs inside of the building setback line. So it
Okay,
should be
buildings-
at 10 feet.
Okay, explain to me building setback line now, because you're confusing me. On vacant property, it would still be 10 feet, right?
Yes,
And most 90% of what in the city, if there's a building there, it's obvious they're gonna,
right.
but if there's not a building there, we've all put campaign signs up. I don't think you can find 10 feet back from the building setback. You wouldn't know where it's at if there's not a sidewalk. And if you go 10 foot from the sidewalk, 9% of Deltona, you're gonna be in the woods.
Well,
And again, this was a request from the P&Z, and we thought it was a pretty astute request to match the building setback line.
Well, let's table that and fight this one out.
can I make one more,
Setbacks.
one more thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
This is another part of what I was going to say. Doing some research, and it was also given to me by the DBA. This is called a United States sign code. This is a sign code that they had many analysis and people go through and come up with a sign code that's based on traffic patterns, 2-lane roads, 4-lane roads, how fast the speed's going to help determine the size of the sign. So it's not just a sign size or where it's set back being pulled out of, us copying from somebody else. This is actually the United States sign code. It's very detailed, written very well, and I think having this looked at when we're doing our sign code is going to make it so we're not just copycats off of Orange City, Port Orange. We're actually going by people who have done research and said, okay, for 2-lane road, this is the best sign that is going to cause you less traffic hazards. Very detailed, very well, and I will
Do you have a
easily hand it
copy of
off.
that? You
Yes,
can
I
get it to them.
do. Yes, I
There you
do.
All right, well, okay, if we're gonna table it tonight, I think that's what we should table it. If that information is available, I think staff look at. I want to go back to our original goal though, and I'll get right to you, Skip, but our original goal was to make it as short and sweet as possible and easy to understand. That was our original goal. So I just see the one she's handed, that's a big thing.
A lot of it's
But
the
that's an
methodology.
informational document. All right, Skip.
If you wish to table it, that's fine. If you table it to a time certain, you don't have to expense the re-advertising.
Yeah. Table it.
Table it, and you have to re-advertise it. Table it to a time certain, and you do not.
Table next, or we'll table it to next month?
Table it to the next meeting.
Next meeting.
Meeting on April,
But are they gonna have time to
Doesn't
meet?
matter, we can table it again at that point.
can,
Yeah, you can.
yes,
Okay,
to a time certain,
thank you.
and then you don't have to re-advertise.
And they mentioned that,
Whatever, it's gotta be.
but they mentioned
If they're
that,
not ready, we can always
Well,
table it
first
again.
meeting and.
right.
I mean,
And they
sec-
mentioned that they would try to
second
work
meeting
with it.
in
They want to expedite this as
Okay,
well.
all right.
Would any new version have to go back to the ORC and the P&Z and go all the way back through the cycle then?
It probably depends on what
The
the
amount of
review.
If the changes are substantive enough, probably.
Right.
This is for second
This
and
is for
final reading, so it's
yeah.
already been through first reading.
Right.
So this is supposed to be minor adjustments to it for
Right.
final approval.
That was what, when Skip first rewrote, took a stab at
Okay.
this draft between the first reading and the second reading, he made major changes, and the reason he pulled back on that was so it wouldn't go all the way back.
So we don't be accused of discussing it in length. We're gonna table it till the second meeting in April. And
You said the second meeting?
DBA and those guys will have to get their meeting in together, but our goal, I think originally, unless anybody changed their mind, our goal is to make it as simple and sweet and that.
Okay.
But
And also
Dale
references
had
to
some
the
information,
social
some,
media go
that he wanted to share
Perfect.
at the right time with that group too, because some of the changes in here, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare trying to enforce it, because nobody wants to put a sign in the woods where you can't see it. And with that 10-foot thing, I drove around a day or two after I talked to Dale, and most of the areas of Deltona, it'd be in the woods, you wouldn't see it. Okay, so we're gonna move that.
Time for the attorney to meet with the DBA. She put it nicely. The emails and phone calls I've got, they feel betrayed, like they used all their time and effort on this, and we made changes without meeting with them, without the attorney meeting with them, explaining to them why the changes, I saw some of the changes they're needed, some of them I don't agree with,
Some
but
are
he's the
great.
attorney. We
Okay.
should have sat with them. After they spent all that time for us, looking at it, developing that, we should have sat with them.
Or justify the reasons for
Yeah,
it.
so if he could meet with them when they have the meetings, that would be great.
That's, Jane, if you could see if you could set up, have one of the attorneys there to explain any of the recommended changes that we've agreed to move forward. All
And
right,
I
B,
don't, and just so you know, I don't agree with the, they also added a size to the signs. This is just from my experience. On the election signs, on the election day, they have to be 18 by 24. Nobody orders 18 by 24. They're 24 by 24 or 24, I even ordered 24 by 32. And you pick them up the night before and you put them out at all your voting stations. You're not gonna order extra signs at 18 by 24, you're gonna use what you have. So to put something that small in there, I don't know where you got that number from. That's the smallest sign you can order on an election sign. And you can't read anybody's name or information on it.
okay, well, that's an issue with the sign committee.
No, that's an issue with Chris.
No, we didn't.
That was
I didn't do
added,
it.
that's added language. Okay.
It was added after first
That's
reading.
added after
But
first
it
reading.
was not added
Well,
at
let's-
first.
No.
Let's let them
No.
beat that to death, because the standard size, I've never measured one, what are
They're
they?
not 18 by 24. Most people order the square, 24 by 24.
I'm sorry.
With long names, I was 24 by 32.
Mine were
Yeah, they're
not
not a
square.
square
They're
sign.
No,
rectangular.
they're rectangular. I think they're 18 by 24, I'm not sure, but
Are they not?
I don't know, but all of the ones I bought were rectangular, they weren't
Yeah,
square.
they're bigger than
They're wider this
The only
way.
one who
they're
had
wide.
square was Ed Kelly, and he had them like this.
Yeah.
Ed Kelly's the only one that had a square sign.
Okay, well, we're not gonna beat that to death,
Very
very good to
small.
me, but I think your other points are well taken. Okay, B, rezoning on Eagle Avenue, Providence Boulevard, we all know about that one, and this is for second and final reading.
Wait,
And most of that debate should happen downstairs. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and you all need to mention the prior communication you all received.
The
the
one?
email.
The
Oh, yeah,
email
we
and
all
whatever,
have.
and whatever communication you had.
Did you forward those to everybody?
Yes, I did.
So we all received
I don't
that.
have to go into the detail, just,
No.
it's 2
It's
emails.
available.
Right.
I have a question. Does speaking with staff about it is considered integrated?
No,
Just
no.
with the applicant?
Somebody
Skip
outside.
says otherwise.
No,
This
the
is
staff is
outside
on, it's
people.
third parties,
Okay.
pro or con.
Yeah. All right, item number C is budget transfer for equipment from machinery capital outlay fund. This is continuing the partnership with FDOT for I-4 expansion, beautification, and gateways. Anybody got anything to say about that?
I
It
wanna say
makes-
good
it
job,
just makes
staff.
sense to do, to put it all into one pot, basically.
Yep, good idea.
I think it's a great
I
idea.
don't see a problem with it. D, Howard Commercial Subdivision, planning, 2.95 acre vacant property at the intersection. 415 Howard, anybody got a problem?
It's a subdivision.
And then, yeah, and then in the old business, the only thing that we have to discuss is, under old business is the date for our policy and procedures meeting. You're all prepared to pick a date? Or you want us to just pick one and you run with it, or what?
Not this week.
Huh?
Not this week.
No, not this week. All right.
I'm out of town from April 22nd, so
We'll do it before that.
I'm gone the first week in April. I mean, I'll be here for the commission meeting on the 3rd, but then I leave
Okay.
till the 8th. I leave the 5th, but it's work.
New business. The only thing I got, I don't know if it's really in business, but at least we're in a public setting, I guess I should bring it down. So it's stated the county address, because it's at the Ocean Center. Does everybody know who's going, who ain't going? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What's the date on
Do
that?
you want to take the van, carpool over there? 'Cause if we
No, I'm
do, we
already
gotta
over there.
notify. Huh? Well, you work over there.
I'm already over there.
But there's still gonna be, how many, Jerry, you're going, aren't you?
I'm gonna drive.
I don't know.
Look at that idea, what the hell? Nobody wants to go.
We'll coordinate something.
Yeah,
Somebody
but
wants
if
to.
you're gonna, we have to notify city clerk so they can do it. And there's no problem with riding with somebody as long as you don't talk business on the way
April
over.
18th.
That's on the
All right.
18th at noon.
Yeah. And under new business, the only other thing is the short and long-term disability renewal program.
Great job.
Is there anything, it's kind of pretty self-explanatory.
We save money.
City Commissioner comments?
Just move on by the old policy of, if you have a budget,
It's cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I read it, yeah, it's cheaper.
Like
You
10,000.
Yes.
save some money there. All right, that's it.
Commission comments, we're still going
You have
by the old
anything?
policy. Under the commission comments, we're still by the old policy, because we haven't finished revising the new ones as far as that's when we're going to object.
The current policy.
The current policy, we haven't
The
adopted
policy
it.
is, it's your comments and we adjourn and get out of it.
Sign quote.
I mean, the changes, but everybody
But you want
thought
to
was in
ask
the
for
first
the agenda
one.
in the next meeting, then you would get, you would state what you wanted, the commission would be, what is still alive to tell them. Oh, yeah, you can do it that time. But we're not gonna talk about the issue. we're just gonna-
Right,
Well,
just
if you
suggestions.
adjust it,
That's what you're talking
but what were the
Ms.
major
Shane, do you have
changes?
anything else? or you-
Yes,
If you look at the one in the.
I do want to bring up a couple of things regarding the advertisement for the city attorney.
You probably bring that up in front of the public.
Downstairs, I'll give everybody an update on the survey. But I do want to ask, unless you want me to bring it up now, is on April 24th, we have a Parks Public Forum, 6 to 8. But that is also the date of the private event for Halifax regarding the freestanding emergency facility. They're going to start the event at 4 and to 6. Currently, the public forum on the park CIP is at 6. Is everybody okay with that, or should I move our Parks Public Forum to 6:30 to give people a little more time?
Rather than mess up everybody's daytime, we're gonna go there at 4, we're gonna be ready to leave by 5, we can come right over here to the meeting. If you start changing times, it gets everybody confused.
I just leave it at 6. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
leave
stay
it
out there
the way
for
it is.
2 hours.
I'm not gonna stand out there 2 hours. I mean, it's
You're
nice
gonna
to be
start,
out.
do it at 6, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
I
have
just wanted,
another-
I
we
just
have
wanted to
another-
ask.
Another date just for scheduling purposes, because we can't talk. This is a funny one, or not funny one, this is a weird one. On Saturday the 8th, we have that public, police firefighters, public safety awards at the library. And Relay for Life, I'm sure you probably bring it up, is from noon to midnight on the 8th also. So there's a little bit of a takeover there. I don't believe that the veterans group, I talk to them all the time, is gonna worry about us, I mean, Relay for Life won't worry about us coming a little bit late. But I gotta tell you, I guess the most gentle way I can, the gentleman who's in charge of this event at the library, he's never done that before. And he's very concerned that he knows who's coming and so they can do the food. And he's very nervous about, you cannot, I guess this county has a law that you cannot pay for a ticket at the library. And he's very concerned about that. So if you're gonna go, please give your money to Sandy so she can get it to him and he can log it in. Because if you go that day, you're not gonna be able to buy a ticket technically, I guess. Well, I don't wanna guess. I'm just gonna say, you can't buy a ticket, and he's very concerned about preparing enough food for the number of people there, and then if somebody comes,
And I was gonna ask that downstairs, did you wanna do the April 8th event? Do you wanna set up a table over there at Gemini Springs for the West Volusia?
you're the Relay for Lifer.
Or do you
Just
just wanna
ask
do
us
the
what
car
you
wash?
want.
Because I don't have a warm and fuzzy for participation at the April 8th
Gemini Springs?
Gemini Springs from the commission as far as we're not buying things, I haven't bought anything yet, because I didn't have a warm and fuzzy about who's gonna show up on the 8th. Do we really wanna do it on the 8th or just do the car wash? I'm flexible. I can tell them at tomorrow night's meeting that we're not setting up a
Okay,
table.
I'm confused. On the 8th, is that not where everybody's supposed to be?
That's where everybody sets up
Where
a
you turn
table.
in your money and all that?
You turn in your final one.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
do you
set up
wanna
a
do,
fundraiser.
do you wanna do that?
We
If
did it
you're
last
not
year.
warm, if you're not warm and fuzzy, you're in charge.
I got the table, I got the chairs, I got the little pool, I got all the stuff.
How many of you wanna go on April
I
8th and
I
sit down?
fly
together?
in late at 9:30. I get in at 9:30, and if I can be there before midnight on my way from the airport, I will come by, but that's my, I
Okay,
don't
you
come
got
in
it.
till that
Anybody
late.
else really?
There's a
got it?
possibility I could be out of
What time is it?
Okay,
What
let's,
time is it?
let's not plan on setting the
Midnight or
table up
something,
unless
right?
you wanna manage yourself,
Right,
because Saturdays are
I
bad
can be
for
there
me, too.
sometime, but I can't be there the whole time.
Well, no, he don't want you there the whole time, but somebody, he'd have to have relief, because it'd be 12 hours, so I forget it, there's no sense
Jerry
hearing
could do it. He's a bird guy.
it. And Jerry likes to sit down there, yeah, the birds and swallows. Okay, now we are adjourned. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted, Mayor, who do we need to check on, please? Mayor, who do we need to check on, please? Mayor,